Hello, Brother Nanshi, how are you? Please post my story. I have a friend of mine who has recommended that I send my story to you. Can you please read my story? I want to listen to you as you are reading my story, as well as hoping that I'm going to get some help. Brother Nashim, please post my story. I am begging you. Even as I am typing my story to you, I do not want you to share even the name of the account that I am using, because I have dated a couple of guys, some of them that still send me money right now. I started using this account when I was only 17 years old here on Facebook. So please don't even share the name of this account. Okay, I don't even know if I am supposed to send my story to you, or if this is a confession to confess, or I am asking for help. I just need to remove this thing that is inside of my brain, because I feel so heavy. Whenever I walk around, I start thinking about this guy like he is running mad as we are speaking right now. His name is Joseph. My name, as I have told you, do not share it, but I am a lady that was born and raised in Ivory Park. I am now 25 years old. I only did grade 12. After that, nothing worked out. I tried small jobs, saloon work, selling clothes, but nothing really stable. Life was really hard for me. That is how I ended up meeting with my Nigerian boyfriend that has taken me to where I am right now. So, for me to go to bed and to sleep properly, I am failing to do that because I keep on thinking about the guy that was given money by my boyfriend. When he was given that money, to my surprise, I found him on the street. Since he is a Nyaupe boy, I immediately thought that it is his Nyaupe that is making him to run mad. But then he saw me and he started screaming at me. The way that he was screaming at me, Joe, it was so scary. Even the people around, they looked at me and they even asked me if I was related to the guy. I ignored him and I kept on walking. And then he told me as he was screaming that my Nigerian boyfriend was the one that made him to become mad, since he's a well-known drug addict. So people, they just thought that he was doing his regular crazy thing that he always does. So everyone knows him basically as a Nyaupe boy. So when he talks, there is no one that believes him. But I know the things that my boyfriend did to this guy, and I have strong suspicion that what he is telling, what he told me, it was the truth. Let me take you back to the past. I was someone that loved things, and I was unfortunate to be born in a family that is so poor. So the things that I wanted, my mother could not even give them to me. Like I told you that I registered my Facebook account, the one that I am sending this confession to you, when I was only 17 years old. By then, I had already slept with countless men. Maybe I had already slept with 40 guys. That stays here in Ivory Park. Some of them, I would meet them on dating sites, and then I would go and see that guy and I would sleep with him. So being on Facebook, I wanted to have a lot of guys at the same time. Some of them I planned to scam them, send me money for airtime, and then I would not come to your place, since a lot of guys, they want to sleep with young women. And when I would say, okay, I can come to your house for a sleepover, but I need money for the taxi, and I always chose people like that are staying really far in your places like Venda, Limpopo, as well as your Durban, even having guys from Cape Town that would send me money so that I can go and visit them in Cape Town. But after that, I will just block that person that I would have been dating online. So on my side, I'll be like, I have already sent you my nude pictures. What else do you want from me? You have paid for those nude pictures. So fast forward, this hustle, it was no longer working like the way that it used to work. I needed something so quick, so fast. I had a friend of mine who recently started driving after she had met a Nigerian man, and she was the one that encouraged me to also date a Nigerian guy. At first, I dated another guy who hurt me in ways that I can't even explain. He was a total womanizer. That guy was a big player. So I stayed for a little while without dating anyone. That was when I met Charles at a mall. I met him at Mall of Africa. When he approached me, I liked the way that he was smelling, and he came to me. He was like, "Excuse me, beautiful. You really look so beautiful. I hope that you are not taken." And I asked him why was he asking me if I was taken or not taken. And then that was when he told me that he was madly in love with me. I loved him from that time because he was that type of a joker boyfriend, and I wanted someone who was not always serious at all the times. So we started to talk. On that very same day, when we were walking, he then said, "Don't you want us to go into this shop?" We went into that shop, and then he bought some sneakers for me because he wanted some gym sneakers, and he bought some for me. And I was like, "Yo, this guy is so cool." That was the beginning of our relationship. So the guy, he told me that you want a woman that would not cheat. And I said, yeah, it's fine. As long as you are taking care of me, why would I want to cheat on you? But I know, like, it is very hard for me to be satisfied unless if I meet a guy that is like really rich. By then, I did not know that Charles, he was a rich boy. When I went with him to his house, I was really impressed. By then, I was still cheating on him because he was giving me small money, 2,000, 3,000. But I dropped my other boyfriends the moment that he started to give me 10,000. I said, there is no way that I can cheat on this man. So my boyfriend, Charles, he stays in a clean apartment in Midrand, but he stays in a complex. Security gate, cameras, everything looking nice. The first time when I saw the house, I told myself, and I was like, yo, I have made it. Soft life, here I am. I started sleeping over at his place, cooking sometimes, living like I belong there. But something always made me to feel so afraid whenever my boyfriend was not around. There was a day when I had the most weirdest dream that I have ever had in my entire life. My boyfriend had told me that he was not going to be home because there were other things that he was supposed to be doing. I said, okay, that's cool. And when I was fast asleep, I had a dream. I saw this other lady that walked into the room, and this lady, she was so beautiful, shame. And then she came to the bed. She then told me that she wanted me to sit right next to him. I got out of the bed, and I was only wearing a bra. This lady, she was just wearing a short skirt and a small t-shirt as well. And then she came close to where I was. The way that she started to touch me, I am not into women, but I immediately felt like I wanted her. And then we started to sleep with each other. This was happening in my dreams. What surprised me was that when I lifted her skirt, the small skirt that she was wearing, I saw that she had a man's manhood. She was not a woman. Then she took me to bed. She slept with me in my dreams, and when I woke up, I had a wonderful feeling, but I also felt afraid. To my surprise, I woke up, I was lying on the cold floor, not in bed. The blankets, they had been removed and they had been folded and placed at the corner of the bed. How this had happened, I do not even know. That is what made me to become so afraid of being in the house alone whenever Charles was not around. But because I love money, I could not tell him. I was like, if I tell him, maybe I will chase him away. Besides, in our own family, there were a couple of things that had happened. Like my mother, she had her own sister whom she had suspected of being a witch. So I just jumped into conclusions, and I thought that maybe it was my auntie, the one that had tried to bewitch my mom, that was trying to bewitch me. So I would pray whenever Charles would have left me alone. One night I woke up around 2 a.m. My boyfriend, he was not in bed. I checked the bathroom. There was no one. Then I heard someone that was talking in the kitchen. I went there. When I went to the kitchen, what surprised me was that the lights in the kitchen, they were switched off, but he had a candle and he was totally naked. He was sitting on the floor. I asked him what is it that he was doing. That was when he told me that his young brother back home in Nigeria had been arrested by the police. And I said, oh, okay, so what are you doing? You did not answer me. And then that was when he said to me, I am doing these prayers so that my brother can be released from the prison. I said, okay, it's fine. So he started to perform his rituals even when I was around. The first days, he did not want to perform them when I was around, but now it was as if he had gotten the courage to perform those rituals in front of me. And as for that woman that I once had a dream about, I started to have sexual relationship with Charles's sister. This is what happened. I think that she is also a ritualist or a high priestess of some sorts. She came to South Africa for a vacation. When she came, when her husband would go out, she will start to play naughty with me because her husband and my boyfriend, they would go out shopping, drinking, and come back late. And then my sister-in-law, like, she will become hyperactive, playing with me monkey games. One thing led to another. One day, she waited for me to stand up, and then I was by the stove. She came and then she started playing with me, and then she was grabbing my behind, and I seemed to like it. And one thing led to another. We are kissing, and she took me to the bed and we slept together. After that, that was when I came back to my senses. I was like, what has happened here? I just slept with another woman for real, something that I had never pictured myself doing for real. So this would happen throughout the duration that she was here in South Africa. I would regret it, but after regretting it, then I would feel that strong desire to even sleep with him even more. So like it was a never-ending cycle, the desire, and then I would come crashing and questioning my own sexuality. This kept on happening over and over again. So because of all of these things that were happening, occultism, and my boyfriend's sister telling me the truth that she is involved in some occultic group there in Nigeria. When they were gone back to Nigeria, I asked my boyfriend and I kept asking him, what do you do for money? And then he would laugh at me and he said that he has a business, he has connections. One day he got serious and then he said to me, if I tell you, you won't sleep again because you will be afraid. Then he gave me a necklace that I still have to this day. He said, this is for you to be strengthened so that you won't be afraid to sleep in the house when I am not here. So I started to understand. I started to see things that a normal person cannot see. Then he woke me up. We were in October of last year, around 1 a.m. He told me that his business was not going so well. He wanted me to help him with something. I said, oh, okay, there is no problem. So I woke up. I did not know that we were about to perform a ritual. So he said, get up, wear something warm. As for me, I'm not going to be wearing anything. I was confused. Where are we going? Just come. He was holding a metallic bucket and he gave me a clay pot. But this clay pot, it was covered with a red cloth, but it was smelling blood. We went downstairs quietly. The whole complex was fast asleep. Everyone was just inside their homes. We walked to a side walkway between buildings, a place that most people don't really use, but from the outside, people can see you. That was when he took me to a place where there was no pavement, like real earth where there was soil. And then he told me to pour the blood in the circle which he had drawn with his ring. And then he said to me, pour it. So then I poured that blood inside the circle. Where it went to, I really do not even know. So as we were doing this, that was when I had someone that was talking. There was someone that said, "Hey, what are you doing there?" We both froze, turned around and saw that there was this other Nyaupe boy. This Nyaupe boy, he stays around the complex. Sometimes they even allow him to be inside the complex to clean, to do some piece jobs. So he's always around. He even sleeps by the bushes nearby. So he saw everything, this guy, and he was standing right close to the fence, which was close to where we were. And he was like, yo, 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 what is that? Is that blood? He was shouting, starting to make noise now. And I was like, oh my God, he's going to make a lot of noise because we were close to this other apartment. So then that was when my boyfriend spoke with this Nyaupe boy, and he rushed to our apartment. He came back with his wallet and he gave him 2,000 rands that he said to him, this is 2,000, go and spend it. So he took it and he went wherever he went to. He was so excited. So then he said that if this ritual was not complete, we could not continue with the ritual. And I asked him why, and then he told me that it was because we had been seen. I said, so what is going to happen now? He said, nothing. We will perform another ritual. I will tell you when it is time for us to perform another ritual. But Brother Nashim, the look that my boyfriend gave to me, it was as if I was the one that had messed up these rituals. So everything returned back to normal. He started giving me bigger amounts, buying me expensive things, taking me out, even talking about getting me a car. My life right now, it is okay. So after all of this, by November, that was when I saw the Nyaupe boy again. When I saw him, he spoke with me and he told me that he remembered that we were doing some rituals, and those rituals were the ones that made him to start running mad. And I pretended as if I do not even know what he was talking about. So this is where I am. Whenever I think about the Nyaupe boy, I feel so bad because I was there when he was given ritual money that has made him to lose his mind. Brother Nashim, I just need advice. Should I confront my boyfriend, or should I go and speak with the relatives of this Nyaupe boy? Because we have one sister of that Nyaupe boy who is staying here in Ivory Park. I feel so saddened whenever I see the sister, knowing the things that I know. I so wish to tell her what is going on with her brother, so that maybe she can go wherever. She can go to a Sangoma or somewhere so that things can be right again. But I am scared to just do some things, and then at the end of the day, I find out that I have messed up. I'm the one that is going to be sacrificed. So I need advice. When you post, please tell me. I'll be following through in the comment section. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our DM sister. Let us try to speak with our dear sister in the comment section. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world.